have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall ye say unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me not meat, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered? You want to continue?
No, that's it. So anything you do for a profit, you might have someone come by, give you some money, £50, some water, some carrots. Reminds me of GMS London Central. All these type of things were happening. Women would give a bag of, I don't know, fruit, cakes, apples. So if you do one little thing it takes to a servant, who knows, you could be delivered from that. Okay, because it said, as you have done to me, okay, your reward is not going to go unseen.
Right.
Okay, so as you done it to me, and they said, when did we do it to you? Well, through his servants. Okay, so how you treat the Lord's servants is going to be done unto you.
You get the reward of a prophet.
Can't.
You treat. I can't. It's going to get it out.
Prophet's reward.
This is Matthew 10:41. So it says, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. And so if you help out the prophets, basically, even something as simple as giving them a cup of cold water, right, which takes very little effort, right, you're going to get the same reward. You will get the same reward as a prophet.
Yeah, because some people, that's their lot. Yeah. Some people, that's how the Lord is going to seal them, man. Just to simply do something in that time, and then the Lord seals them for deliverance, man. Okay, there's times where we're sitting there and it's hot, and then somebody looks at us, goes in the shops, buys water, and comes and gives us to us, man. And then we don't see that person again. Okay, so a lot of, some people, that's just their lot, man. Okay.
Just like, I don't know if you remember the King's Cross, the guy that gave us the tenner, and I remember you said that he might just get beamed up just for giving us the £10.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know why.
I don't mean to say that make some of you lazy, man. The ones that sit and watch at home. Oh, maybe I just go and give them water, and then that's me. I'll be good.
Yeah.
That's don't do that, man. Come and do the work, man.
Can't use that friends of the prophets thing as an excuse.
Because some people, man, they don't even know. They just see you preaching like, oh, this guy is preaching about God, and he looks thirsty. That's all. They've never sat down and heard or nothing, man. They just simply saw you there and they fed you somehow, man.
And that's how you know it's that's how you know it's in sincerity.
Yeah.
Because they never heard.
Yeah.
But they're doing it in sincerity. It's not think, I watched their video. Well, let me bring them over some fruit. Nothing's wrong with that, but
like they hear what the brother just brought up about the word of the prophet, like, I don't gotta do the work. Let me go give them bottles of water and I'm good.
That's why we're called Jacob, because Jacob is a supplanter. Jacob's good at supplanting, man. You know? I think we're shut off. We're not shut off soon.
Yeah, and just to change the topic a little bit. Basically, this coronavirus is just. I mean, I'll call it a scare, really. So, and I'm not gonna say that it's not happening in terms of people getting afflicted by it, but basically it's just blown out of proportion. This brother sending me articles. The brother Dawad, he's sending me articles and stuff of that nature as to what's going on. And you got countries around the world that are actually declaring an emergency, martial law. So we're in that time of the end of this world. We're pretty much at the door of the end. You see, get me somebody get me Psalms 49, verse where it says in their house, they think that their house shall continue forever, and they read all the way down.
Psalms 49 and 11. The end with the thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Right, and all their places to all generations, and that's what they believe and think. They believe and think that being that they can create some kind of chaos, they can reestablish themselves, or should I say bring about what they call the New World Order, and they can re-up themselves. But no, the Lord is going to lead them towards them making the mistakes that they're making, and that's going to lead to their downfall. Ultimately, it's going to lead to the downfall of this civilization, because this civilization is time for it to go. That's my train of thought, man. Start from the top again.
Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Right, their inward thought is that they think that their houses or their empire is going to continue forever. And I'm talking about the people that run the society, that rule it, because you do have people that's at the very top that pick and choose your prime ministers and your presidents. And they think that this system is going to be ongoing. This is why they plan ahead, 2030 or 2025 or 2085. They're planning ahead because they think to believe that they're going to continue to rule. But no, that's not the case. We're reaching a point where we're in a transitioning process between this world and going into the new world, which is the house of Israel, which will be spearheaded by Yahushua. Go on, brother.
And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name.
Right, and their dwelling places to all generations, and they call their lands after their own name. So who is this talking about? This is talking about the people of Edom. The people of Edom are what you would call, well, as they call themselves, so-called white people. And they have elites. They have the banking elite that control everything that concerns this empire. Okay? Go on, brother.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Yep.
Or when shall be the end of the first? So like I start again. 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Yep.
Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Yeah, so we're going towards that. We're at the end of the world. Esau is the end of the world. All right? And in the end of the world, there's going to be evils. There's going to be pestilence. There's going to be all kind of travesties going on forward. All right? And speaking about this coronavirus thing, what you have is you have people just losing their cool, gathering as much as they can get out of the shelves. Anything that comes down with cleaning themselves, or even including lemons they get, lime they get, all of the things that you can detergerize yourself with. They grab it all by the bulk. Go on, bro.
Might I add that when I was out shopping in the week, I noticed they were stocking up on all the tin fish. Like a lot of the tin tuna fish was just cleaned out.
Yeah, long-lasting food, didn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, they got people preparing for this because of this virus thing, and there's hardly anybody out there like it used to be because people are scared, man. They got people going nuts and getting scared. Go on, brother. Let him read this one.
So 2 Ezra 9:1, and it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, so we're seeing the signs there. Because like I said, we don't really know if the actual end is going to come. We don't know, what I mean by this, we don't know the time or the date. But the Lord gave us clues to pinpoint his coming. And we're seeing those signs. We're seeing strange things in the sky. We're seeing micro moons. We're seeing, we're getting our blood moons every so often. So these are all indications of the coming of the Son of Man, who we call him Yahushua.
That's right.
All right? And this kingdom is on its way out. It's very clear to see that this society is on its way out. What society is this, I say? The so-called white man society, the empire of the Edomites, the revival of the Roman system, which came back from his deadly wounds, which was healed according to Revelation the 20th chapter. Go on, brother.
Matthew 24.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, brother. Yeah, read that.
Verse 3, and it says, therefore when there shall be in the earth, therefore when Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yeah, and we're seeing that right now. We're seeing protesting. We're seeing in certain countries rioting. You know, you have certain countries that are declaring a national emergency due to this virus outbreak, this coronavirus outbreak, that is. Okay, and they may very well do it over here. I can see it. I can see them having to do it over here, and all the above in America. You know, so it is what it is. Well, we're coming to the standstill of this world. So much so that they've even suspended the NBA season and certain racing
football matches,
NBA, football,
racing matches and all that stuff. Yep.
So they already did it to Scotland and what's the place? Ireland.
Yeah. Scotland tomorrow is supposed to be an old firm. It's the biggest game that they have in Scotland. And when Celtic and Rangers are playing, and when those two teams are playing, man, the whole Scotland is in the pub, you know, everything goes on, man. And that game now, that's been cancelled now. Now I'm seeing that I just got a notification. I showed the brothers earlier on. Now everybody's queuing up at Costco, at Tesco's, massive. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I just saw the photo, man. The massive queues going from Costco is big. It's like a big warehouse when you go in there. But there's queues leading right outside, of produce and everything, man.
Yep.
You know.
So this thing is, I mean, this virus scare has got people going nuts.
So they banned mass gatherings as well.
Yeah.
So banned mass gatherings.
Over 500 people. Someone can have the corona right there in the queue of Tesco, man. And then
it wouldn't surprise me if that's already lingering up in there already.
Yeah. And then they find out, oh shit, we shutting the place down, somebody had corona, whoever came here, man, you're at risk of having it, man. Isolate yourself.
Because the food, you got a question, well, the food they're letting into Tesco's, what? Are you telling me they're keeping every eye on everything that's in China? Because some things are written, in Chile, but you don't know that matter went through China.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't really keep a note of every single supply, what's not being in China.
And the thing is, because the thing is, it's now out, it's now loose. So it doesn't even have to go through China anymore. Now it's loose now, man. We could, it's everywhere now, man. You could, touch that thing and that's how you've got it, man. You know? But,
go on, brother. Go on.
It says, verse 5, it says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end.
Exactly.
And the end is manifest.
Yeah, like it's all that is made in the earth have a beginning and an end. And so does civilization. Civilizations come and go. Just like this one. This one came in and it's on its way out. Okay, and we're seeing all of the signs that we've been speaking about for years coming to fall into fruition. And now we just gotta wait for the last prophecy to fall on, which is the mark of the beast, the very chip. Now I want you brothers to read, go back to Psalms 47 and read all the way down to I want to get back to this point here.
Psalms, you mean Psalm 49?
Yeah, 49, excuse me, 49 verse 11.
See, Psalms 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly. Yet
And the reason why David said his folly, because they don't understand. They don't understand what righteousness is all about. They don't consider the benefits of righteousness, which is coming from this word here, or should I say the commandments of the Lord. Esau don't rule their system by the commandments of the Bible. They rule it by making up as they go, making up new laws as they go. Right. That's what they do, and this is why creation of confusion can come. Okay, a formulation of confusion can be about, and this is what we see in this world today. Go on, brother.
This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Salah. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them.
Yeah, death shall feed on them, because they're all going to be put to death. All of these Edomites that are living high up their horse. Now, I'm not going to say all of them, because some of them want to survive the nuclear holocaust so they can be put into slavery, according to Psalms. Psalms 148, I believe it is. Okay, so that has to happen. But the overriding majority of them, they're going to be put to death. And when they come back as newborn babies, they're going to be born into slavery, into captivity. That's their end. Go on, brother.
And
yeah, hold on, bro. Yeah, let him read this.
And the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning.
Right, and the upright shall have
dominion over them in the morning.
Right, dominion over them in the morning. So right now we're in the night of Jacob. Esau is in his day. So when our day comes in the morning time, we're gonna have our foot on the necks. And I mean that like metaphorically, meaning we're gonna give them commands and we're gonna tell them what to do. And also we're gonna have complete power over them to the point where we're gonna want them terrorizing. Okay? Like the Apostle Gabar did, he did a sit down, and he said something to the effect of, a lot of us are actually meditating on terrorists and this truth.
Yeah.
And we're at the bottom. Yeah. So just imagine when we get into that power scene. Okay? Just imagine when we get into that power scene. Our thoughts are gonna run rampant on what we want to do to these Edomites. That's what's coming. You understand? So this virus thing, this is just a way of Esau trying to scare the people. And I'm not just gonna say it's all the way fake because I don't fully know. But what I do know is Esau knows what they're doing, and what they want to do is they want to collapse the system. This is something they've always wanted to do. Is collapse the system and mess up everything concerning this economy. Stock markets are going down.
Yeah, this links up with the precept that the brother was just reading. It's a bit of a long one though. It's Psalms 52. It says, "Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man?
Go on.
The goodness of the Most High endureth continually."
Right. Why boastest thyself? Read that again.
Psalms 52 and 1. It goes on a bit. This is verse 1. "Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man?
Right.
The goodness of the Most High endureth continually."
Yeah, they boast in themselves, and when it concerns trouble, that's what the word mischief means. They boast in making trouble. They get off of making trouble. They get off of killing. They get off of pillaging and taking people's goods and resources. It makes their life worthwhile. Go on.
"Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness, Selah."
Yeah, because that's all they do, and that's all they can do is lie. It's just in their soul, it's in their spirit to lie, and then to take people's resources and steal people and put them in captivity, and then act like you sent me this thing, right, on the WhatsApp of this guy talking about Esau right in front of his face, saying this is what you're all about in many words, So, and it's just how they are. They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
But they want all the world to forget about the wrongs that they have done. And this is why they say to Jake, you got to forget about slavery. But we're not going to forget about slavery because the Lord ain't forgot about slavery either. Okay, that's in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. And this is why all of this that you see here, which is what we made within their kingdom, is going to come tumbling down now. Okay, because this society was set up by iniquity. All right, it was built in blood. So we can't forget. All right, the reason I don't cut you, brother. The reason why these Edomites are living in these areas here is because of slavery. Okay, and slavery is a great deal. Is what upholds this kingdom. So they tell the slaves or those that are at the working class sector, forget about it. We're going to give you your music. We're going to put you on TV, and we're going to put you above and beyond, so you can shut your mouths. And meanwhile, so we can live in our pleasure.
Right.
That's why Esau is doing what they're doing. But at the same time, it's okay because the Lord allowed them to do that, and we had to pay for what we did. So it had to go down that way. But eventually, the iniquities that these Edomites have committed, they're gonna have to pay that. All right, they're gonna have to receive their recompense now. So yeah, who was reading?
I had this just a bit more.
Okay, yeah, read that.
It says, "Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. The Most High shall likewise destroy thee forever.
Yes.
He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place."
And that's going to be the end result of Esau. All you got to do is read Obadiah in the 1st chapter. That explains it in itself how Esau will be destroyed forever. That's going to be the end. That's going to be the end path. The end path is that they are going to be destroyed. Every little living thing that we see, such as the birds, such as all of these different creatures, right, including ourselves, will remain on the earth. But there's one creature that will not remain on earth. And that creature, or the creatures of the wicked, is Esau and Edom. They're going to be eradicated and exterminated.
Feel that, yeah?
Yeah, it's getting a bit nippy now.
That was very,
Shall I continue?
Yeah.
Because what the brother was saying, innit? And then that cold chill just came as well, man.
That's Satan, man. Satan don't like that.
Yeah, it says, the Most High will destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place.
Right, and he shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling places. So wherever their dwelling places are, the Lord is going to take them out of there, and they're going to be put as slaves. And this is why it says, they of the south shall possess the land of Edom. Because they're not going to have nowhere to dwell. They're going to be in pits. They're going to be in slavery. That's the bottom line. That's really the end result here. The end result is that they're going to be slaves. So what land are they going to dwell in again? Oh, wait a minute. No, they're going to dwell in the pits. Go on, brother.
And it says, it shall root thee out of thy dwelling place, out of the land of the living. The righteous shall also see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made the Most High not his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches.
Right, that's Esau all the way, because that's the main thing that they trusted. There's two things that Esau trusts in, man. His power and his money. Those are the two things that Esau finds in severely important, essential.
His gun, his weapon.
And his gun too. Three things. But the gun and the missile and all of these weapons of destruction protects them. It protects his power. It protects his riches. But guess what? You can't use those things against the Heavenly Father. Go on, brother.
Their blessing was to live by the sword.
Yeah.
So that's how they live. That's what they are saying. I believe the brother brought it out. Say out of the whole tour, is it what 200 and something years America has been?
Yeah,
Since it got established.
Yeah.
I believe they've been at war about I think 219 of that time.
Something like that.
It's
Yeah.
only a few years since America was established. Yeah.
They never had peace.
Where they've had no war.
Can't just say violence accomplished them about as a chain. You know, Psalm 73.
So I mean, there you have it, and it's such as it was in ancient Rome. In ancient Rome, you had nothing but wars that were being fought.
Right.
Like Rome, the Roman Empire was never at peace. It was always in a situation of war. Same thing today. Same thing in this civilization, like the brother brought out. Well, I'm not saying, today Britain is still in war, but I'm also dealing with the brother was saying during the American Revolutionary Wars. Like there was always wars going on in this world, in this society, because this is a society not based on righteousness, it's based on destruction, because the man that was given the sword to bring about that is ruling. Go on, brother.
So just to end this off, it says, Lo, this is the man that made the Most High not his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in wickedness.
Right, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. That's what Esau did. He strengthened himself in his wickedness, so much so that he may very well destroy himself. Okay? Like they create viruses in laboratories. They find out how many ways they can make people's lives a misery, but yet and still they're being affected by that. Okay? That's what this society is all about. It's all about confusion, it's all about corruption, and it's all about bringing forth some kind of destruction, breaking the will of the people. You understand? But our society is going to be something different, which we'll get to later on in due time. So we don't.
It was on Psalms 49 and 17. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul.
Yep.
And men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light.
Yep.
Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perisheth.
Right, it's like the beast that perisheth. Because the real king, the reason why he's like the beast that perisheth, because the beast doesn't go according to understanding. The beast just goes off of instinct. And that's why when you read the book of Daniel's likened all of these empires that he made mention of as the beasts. They were known as beasts even in the book of Revelations. Hence you have the term beast, which is referring to the kingdom that we're under right now. Okay, so with that being the case, brother, give me Psalms 99, verse 1, I believe it is.
This is Psalms 99:1. The Lord Yahweh Yahushai reigneth. Let the people tremble. He sitteth between the cherubims. Let the earth be moved. The Lord Yahweh Yahushai is great in Zion, and he is high above all the people. Let them praise thy great and terrible name, for it is holy.
Yeah. Keep going.
The king's strength also loveth judgment.
Right, the king's strength also loveth judgment. So the king that rules in judgment, which is in here, is a man of is a king of the heavenly Father, a man of understanding. And when you have a man of understanding in rulership, then guess what? Rejoice. The vibration of rejoicing is in the midst of the earth. Like the scripture says in the book of Proverbs, it says, when the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. So we're going to come towards that. We're actually going towards that as we speak, while this society is going down. Okay, go on, brother.
The king's strength also loveth judgment. Thou dost establish equity. Thou executest judgment.
Right, the word equity means to simply be upright or correctness. So the society that we live in right now is not rooted in equity. It's rooted in incorrectness. It's unjust. It's unrighteous. This is why people are complaining, protesting, rioting in certain countries, because these people are not under the influence of righteousness. And the king is not governing the people in equity. Okay? We're going to do that job.
I've got a quick precept just to back up what you're saying. Proverbs 1:2, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom.
Right, to receive the word of, what is it, the word of wisdom, go on.
Justice and judgment.
Right, justice and judgment.
And equity.
And equity. So if people do something wrong, you're supposed to judge them according to the commandments of the word. Not according to your own made up laws or your penal code laws. No. You're supposed to go according to this. So if a man breaks a certain law or whatever, right, then you're supposed to judge him according to the law. But Esau ain't going to do that, because they're simply the wicked. They go contrary to everything that's of the law. All right? And this is why you have all of this confusion right now. This is why you could commit adultery. You could be a sodomite. You could change your gender. You could do whatever you want, because Esau is going by their own thing. All right, and when you're going by your own thing, all you're doing as a king is you're making your life more harder. Because it's difficult to rule over people. It's not an easy job. But what makes it a lot more harder is when you have the manuscript here, and you don't go according to the manuscript. That's when you shoot yourself in the foot. And this is why this society is going to go out in the big bang, man. And this is why, people like Bill Gates and the likes and all of these people that's going about in these secret councils, they want to go about depopulating the people, because people are overreacting due to the injustices. And they can't contain it. But that's what happens when you don't stick to the script. All right? Had Esau stuck to the script, then you wouldn't have to worry about people rising up against your system. You could sleep good at night. Okay? Go on, brother. But see, when we get into the kingdom, ain't nobody going to come up against us. Because even so much so that even the other nations, they're going to benefit of our kingdom, even though we're going to be kicked up to scrub their house for a good 1,000 years. But we're going to give them their portion, and they still going to be under our government, and they not going to mind doing that.
What was it?
Go on, brother.
It's Psalms 15:16. So it says, "But unto the wicked the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing that thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee."
Yeah, casteth the Lord's word behind him. Esau, in any form of way, that's him. Okay, he casteth the Lord's word behind him, and set up his own laws, creating confusion. Go on, brother.
This is to touch upon what you were saying about Esau has to worry because his lies are being exposed.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs 12:19. It says, "The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment."
Yeah. So when you check out what we're saying, what we're bringing to you, it's gonna also stand even into the kingdom of heaven. All right. Our record, just based on us doing what we're doing right now, it's going to be recorded, and it's going to stand true into the next one. All right. Like the laws laws of the Heavenly Father will always remain. Okay? It's not going anywhere. What does it say in Matthew 24? It says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall remain.
Not pass away.
Exactly. My word shall not pass away. Okay? But lies only but last for a period of moment in time, and then people are going to wake up to those lies and result to what? The violence. That's why they want to get rid of a large group of people, a large amount of people on the face of the earth. Go on, brother.
Where was I? I was in Psalms 99 and 5. Exalt ye the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh, our power.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the king is supposed to do. So any king that becomes any person that becomes a king is supposed to exalt the name of the Lord, exalt him by keeping the commandments and ruling people thereby. That's how you keep everything in order. When you magnify the Lord, guess what? People are able to rejoice now. You're able to rejoice. You're able to cool, sit back and relax without having to worry about who's going to rise up against you. All right? Go on, brother.
And worship at his footstool, for he is holy.
Right, and worship at his footstool, for he is worthy. Okay? So when we get into the power seat, beginning with Yahushua and also King David, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to keep those laws. We're going to keep all of that which is written in them. And that's how the Lord is going to magnify his people. All right? And then he's going to get the magnification as well. We're going to get, once he gets magnified, then we'll be magnified. That's how it works. Go on, brother.
The king's strength also loveth, so like I'm going back, Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that called upon his name. They called upon the Lord Yahweh Yahushua, and he answered them. He spake unto them in a cloudy pillar. They kept his testimonies and the ordinance that he gave them. Thou answerest them, O Lord, O power,